I do want to switch gears now. It seemed like mere minutes after the Tucker Carlson news broke at CNN, your former place of work, that Don Lemon was out. He said he was fired. The network said that they parted ways. First, what's your reaction to those two different wordings of his departure?
Simply put, CNN is trying to be polite, and that's normally what television networks do in cases like this. CNN trying to be polite, trying to frame this as a very ordinary change on the air. But this is nothing. This is nothing but ordinary, and that's because Don Lemon was one of the biggest stars on CNN. He was one of the faces of CNN during the Trump years for his provocative and sometimes polarizing coverage of the Trump years. It was very hard in the Trump years to go on air and call out the daily lies and misbehavior and not be identified a certain way. And Don Lemon was. He was identified a certain way as a result. My view is he was doing his job. He was doing his job really strongly in those years. But I think that the impact of the Trump years and the fallout from that is ultimately what this is about. Don Lemon in his statement is hinting at larger issues being at play. Now, he doesn't say this directly, but I think what he's referring to there is the new management of CNN. And again, full disclosure, my show was canceled by the new management last year. And there was speculation back then that politics was a factor. When Warner Brothers Discovery was formed, when Discovery took over CNN and the rest of Warner Media, there was speculation about board member John Malone and his political views affecting CNN. Malone had said on the record that he wanted CNN to have real journalists again, and he complimented Fox News. So there was this idea that maybe he wanted CNN to be more like Fox. That was disturbing to some people at CNN. I reported at the time that was disturbing to some people at CNN. And now I think people are going to wonder if Don Lemon's departure is related to that at all. We don't know. These are going to be theories that are out there. There are going to be other theories about Lemon's behavior on the air, his recent inappropriate comments about Nikki Haley, whether the morning show was working or not. But let's, just be clear about one thing. He was terminated so suddenly. He was on the air this morning, Monday morning. He was on the morning show. And then right afterwards, he was apparently told that he was losing his job and that he won't be back on the air at all. So there's a similarity here. Tucker Carlson, Don Lemon, both men so suddenly leaving that they're not saying goodbye on the air.
Very abrupt. I do think the difference here with Don Lemon is that he was embroiled in that controversy, whether reports about him getting in arguments and rifts with his co-host, his comments about women being in their prime, things like that. So are you surprised about his firing? I know it was abrupt, but he was embroiled in controversy.
I think if Lemon was going to have been removed in the wake of the Nikki Haley controversy, which I thought might happen, then it would have happened a month ago. That if that was going to happen, it would have happened right away. There's not really a logic in having him on the air Monday morning and then terminated Monday at 9 or 10 a.m. It wouldn't, to me, that there's not a direct link between the Nikki Haley controversy and something so sudden today.